Hello, student. Welcome to the session. Already in the chapter Human Health and Diseases, we learnt the different definitions tried to given by Hippocrates as well as Indian Ayurveda system, and I told you they propose good humor hypothesis which was later disproved by William Harvey. And finally today we are accepting the definition given by whom? WHO. So we learned what exactly the definition for health is, a very important one mark question. After that, we understood about the factors affecting the human health, right? Then we moved to the definition of disease, and I told you the meaning of symptoms. Now, the next thing we discuss is this is very important. Listen to me carefully. I hope you have gone through it already, right? Now, we try to understand here the different types of diseases, right? The diseases are classified into infectious and non-infectious disease. I told you the definition. Now, finally, here in this session, we are supposed to study different types of infectious diseases, or I can say communicable diseases, right? The list is here. Let us begin one by one. Let me first begin with bacterial disease. The two examples are typhoid and pneumonia. Let me try to complete this first. Now, when it comes to bacterial diseases, the first one is typhoid. Typhoid is also called enteric fever. Enteron, intestine will be affected. So, ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೇವೆ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ enteric fever ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೇವೆ. Now the question is, right here, when you discuss all the diseases for theory exam, NEET, CET, remember the four things that you need to learn in every disease: pathogen, mode of transmission, organ affected and symptom. ಪ್ರತಿ ಡಿಸೀಸ್ ನೀವು ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಈ ನಾಲ್ಕರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡಲೇಬೇಕು. Okay, now let me begin with the pathogen. Which is that causative agent responsible for typhoid? Whenever we say typhoid fever ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಜ್ವರ ಬರುವಂಥದ್ದು ಕಾಮನ್. It is caused by a bacteria called, which one mark question, note down, what is that? Salmonella typhi. Don't forget to underline this one. Okay, Salmonella typhi is the causative agent which is responsible for this, what is that, typhoid. Now, how this Salmonella typhi will be transmitted from one person to another, from infected person to a healthy person? The mode of transmission of this disease is, it is through contaminated food and water. ಹೇಗೆ ಈ ಫುಡ್ ಮತ್ತು ವಾಟರ್ ಹೇಗೆ ಕಂಟಾಮಿನೇಷನ್ ಆಯಿತು? ಅಗೇನ್, ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಇನ್ಫೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಫೀಕಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್, ಅವನ ಫೀಕಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾಟರಲ್ಲಿ ದ ಸ್ಯಾಲ್ಮೊನೆಲ್ಲಾ ಟೈಫಿ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್. ಇಫ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಸ್ಯಾಲ್ಮೊನೆಲ್ಲಾ ಟೈಫಿ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಫೀಕಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್ ಆಫ್ ದ infected person, undigested waste of the infected person, through by house flies or due to by any other means, from the fecal matter, if that Salmonella typhi is successful in reaching what? Food and water, the food and water gets contaminated. Is that clear? So as it spread by fecal matter of the infected person to food and water, it is just for your reference, this is also called feco oral route. ಥಿಯರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ನೀಟಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲಿ, ದಟ್ ರೂಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ವಾಟ್? ಫೀಕೋ ಓರಲ್ ರೂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕೂಡ ಕರಿತೇವೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಕಂಟಾಮಿನೇಟೆಡ್ ಫುಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಇಂದ ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಡ್ ಆಗುವಂಥದ್ದು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ ಈಸ್, ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಆರ್ಗನ್ ಅಫೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್? ಸೊ ಥ್ರೂ ಫುಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ವಾಟರ್, ಆಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಎಂಟರ್ ಟು ದ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ಬಾಡಿ, ದ ಡೈಜೆಸ್ಟಿವ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ, ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ರೀಚ್ ವೇರ್? Intestine. The main organ affected is intestine. Write down, from intestine, write down, from intestine, pathogen migrates to other parts of the body, other parts of the body through blood. So once it reaches intestine through food and water, it will penetrate the intestine and enter to blood. Through blood, it will reach other parts of the body. Is that clear? Now, what are the symptoms? ಈ ಟೈಫಾಯ್ಡ್ ಬಂದರೆ ನಾನು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ, ಟೈಫಾಯ್ಡ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನಾವು ಹೇಳುವಂಥದ್ದು ರೈಟ್, ಟೈಫಾಯ್ಡ್ ಫೀವರ್, ಜ್ವರ. ಸೊ ಒನ್ ಸಿಂಪ್ಟಮ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್, a high fever of how much? 39 to 40 degrees Celsius is one of the main symptom which will remain for around 3 weeks. High temperature fever for around 3 weeks it will remain. What is your body temperature? 37 degrees Celsius, alva, but it will increase to how much? 39 degree to 40 degrees Celsius. The other symptoms include weakness, headache and body pain, stomach pain and constipation. What is constipation? The fecal matter, motion time alli alva, the motion becomes very solidy, fecal matter becomes very dry. Stomach pain and constipation. Apart from that, intestinal bleeding and its perforation. The question is, why intestinal bleeding? ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದರೆ, through food and water, right, the Salmonella typhi has reached the intestine, the Salmonella typhi. What this Salmonella typhi will do? It will penetrate through the intestine. Intestine ಮುಖಾಂತರ penetrate ಮಾಡಿ, it will enter to where? Blood. During penetration through intestine, the wall of the intestine will be damaged. ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಇಂಟೆಸ್ಟೈನಲ್ ವಾಲಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಲ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಆ ಇಂಟೆಸ್ಟೈನಲ್ ವಾಲ್ ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ? ಡ್ಯಾಮೇಜ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ವಿಚ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್? ಇಂಟೆಸ್ಟೈನಲ್ ಬ್ಲೀಡಿಂಗ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಪರ್ಫೋರೇಷನ್. ಸೊ ಡಿಯರ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ 2 mark very important question. Write the symptoms of what is that? Typhoid fever. You have to write all these. Don't write general. Your answer should include these standard points only. Now, suppose if a patient comes to you suffering from this particular problem, how to confirm whether the person is having, okay, ಅವನಿಗೆ ಜ್ವರ ಇದೆ, ಈಗ ಜ್ವರ ಇದೆ ಅಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನಾವು ಕೊರೋನಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗ್ತದಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? ನಾವು ಕನ್ಫರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಹೌ ಟು ಕನ್ಫರ್ಮ್ ದಿಸ್? ಓಕೆ, ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ಕನ್ಫರ್ಮ್ಡ್ ಬೈ ಅ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್, what is that? Widal test. 1 mark question. Okay, so the test that you are using to confirm the typhoid fever is which one? It is called Widal test. Very important, 1 mark question. Not right. ಅದೇ ಒಂದು ಕೊರೋನಾ ಬಂದರೆ ಯಾವ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ? ಆಂಟಿಜನ್ ಆಂಟಿಬಾಡಿ, ರ್ಯಾಪಿಡ್ ಆಂಟಿಜನ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. ಅದರ್ವೈಸ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ RT-PCR test. So remember that is also important. But here you will do Widal test is done. And one more interesting thing that I want to share with you here about this is a lady by name Mary Mallon. Mary Mallon, okay, she is a cook by profession from England. She belongs to England. Okay, she is a cook by profession. By her cooked food, she was suffering from typhoid. She was suffering from the typhoid, and she spreaded this typhoid to several people through the food she prepared. ಅವಳಿಂದ ಯಾರ್ಯಾರು ಫುಡ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ತುಂಬ ಜನರಿಗೆ ಅವಳು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾಳೆ? she has spreaded this typhoid. That is the reason why Mary Mallon is nicknamed as Typhoid Mary. Okay, this will not be asked in the theory exam. It is just for the awareness. The only intention to mention this is, so whenever you have any disease, better approach the doctor, take treatment. Otherwise you are going to responsible for spreading of that disease. As she spreaded this disease, she was a cook by profession, she was suffering from typhoid ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಅವಳು ಆ ಒಂದು ಫೀಕಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾಟರಿಂದ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, ಅವಳಿಂದ ಅದು ಫುಡ್ಡಿಗೆ ಕಂಟಾಮಿನೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಅವಳಿಂದ ಯಾರ್ಯಾರು ಫುಡ್ ಪಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ದೇ ಆಲ್ ಸಫರ್ಡ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ಶಿ ಈಸ್ ನಿಕ್ ನೇಮ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಟೈಫಾಯ್ಡ್ ಮೇರಿ. ಶಿ ವಾಸ್ ಜೈಲ್ಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಫಾರ್ ದಿಸ್. Okay, so anyhow, this is all about the first bacterial disease. What is that? Typhoid. All of them are 1 mark questions. This I will not repeat again and again. okay, that you need to study. Now, let us move on to the second bacterial disease. What is that? Pneumonia. Don't get confused. Pneumonia is also a bacterial disease caused by two different bacteria. What are they? The two different bacteria include one is Streptococcus pneumoniae. Streptococcus pneumoniae, and another one is Haemophilus influenzae. Okay, 2 mark question. Okay, they will not ask only one, they will ask two. What are the two pathogens responsible for pneumonia? What are they? One is Streptococcus pneumoniae and another one is Haemophilus influenzae. Now the question is how it will spread from one person to another person. Especially it will spread by, okay, the first way is it will spread by inhalation of aerosols of the infected person. See how corona will spread alwa, sneeze madidavaga, cough madidavaga, during sneezing, during coughing, the particles that will come out of the respiratory system, oral cavity mukantara ಏನು ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, they are called what? ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೇವೆ? Aerosols ಅಥವಾ droplets ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಕರಿತೇವೆ. So when the infected person sneezes, coughs, the particles that come out, what you call it aerosols, if these aerosols are inhaled by a healthy person, okay, that time from infected person the pneumonia is going to spread to whom? Spread to a healthy person. So write down point number 1. What is the mode of transmission? Inhalation of aerosols released by infected person. And even it can spread from one person to another by sharing of utensils, write down, utensils and glasses of infected person. And glasses, ಅದು ಗ್ಲಾಸೇ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು ಅಂತಿಲ್ಲ, ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಇಟ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ, ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಇನ್ಫೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್, ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ನೋಸ್ ದ ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡ್ ದಟ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಔಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾ. ಆ ನೋಸಿಂದ ಬರುವ ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಇಫ್ ದಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಟಚ್ ವಿತ್ ಎನಿ ಆಫ್ ದ ಯುಟೆನ್ಸಿಲ್ಸ್, ಗ್ಲಾಸಸ್, ಇಫ್ that glass is used by a healthy person, easily pneumonia from infected person spread to healthy person. Now the question is, what is the organ affected? Very clear, the organ affected is what? Alveoli of lungs. Nothing but the respiratory system is going to be affected. Remember, upper part of the respiratory system or lower part of the respiratory system? For your knowledge, it is lower part of the respiratory system is going to be affected. So alveoli of the lung, okay, they go to alveoli of the lung. Now what are the symptoms? The symptoms include, the first symptom is alveoli are filled with fluid leading to severe problems in the respiration. As if you look at the alveoli, you know the alveoli is lined by which epithelium? Mainly by the squamous epithelium, right? No, ಇದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ squamous epithelium, below which you are going to see the blood vessel, the alveolar capillary. While entering, the blood will be deoxygenated, while leaving, the blood will be what? Oxygenated. Now if this salmonella typhi bacteria, I'm sorry, not salmonella typhi, streptococcus pneumoniae bacteria, if this bacteria reaches the alveoli of the lung, what it will do? It will act on the fluid present inside the alveoli. ನನ್ನ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲರ alveoli ಒಳಗಡೆ ಒಂದು fluid ಇದೆ. Do you remember? What is that? That is called, what is that? Surfactant. right? A surfactant ಮೇಲೆ ಫ್ಲೀಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ it will damage the alveoli, that results in what? Accumulation of the fluid. I repeat, as salmonella typhi bacteria reaches the alveoli, it causes what? Alveoli are filled with the fluid. Okay, as alveoli gets filled with the fluid, ಇಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ fluid fill ಆಗುವಾಗ what happens here and all, the fluid will be filled, that results in difficulty in the breathing. That is the first symptom. The second one is fever, chill, ಚಳಿ ಮತ್ತು ಜ್ವರ ಬರುವಂಥದ್ದು, cough will be there, and headache will be common. Cough with sputum having rust color visible. Cough with sputum having rust color, that means ಆ ಕಫ ಏನು ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಹೊರಗಡೆ, that is having the rust color, light blood color. Why? What could be the reason? See, as alveoli is damaged here, what happens? The blood may leak, the blood may leak from here. Is that clear? Because of the leakage of the blood, the kapha that comes out may have which color? Light red color. The next symptom is in severe cases, ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ pneumonia ತುಂಬ severe ಆದರೆ, okay, fingernails will turn, as well as the lips, both fingernails and lips will turn to which color? From the normal gray color to bluish color. Okay, so alveoli are filled with fluid, leading to severe problem in the breathing, fever, chill, cough and headache. Cough with ಆ ಕಫ ಯಾವ ಕಲರ್ ಇದೆ? ರಸ್ಟ್ ಕಲರ್ ಇದೆ, ಲೈಟ್ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಕಲರ್ ಇದೆ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಡ್ಯಾಮೇಜ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಅಲ್ವಿಯೋಲೈ, ದ ಲಿಟಲ್ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಮೇ ಲೀಕ್ ದೇರ್. ಇನ್ ಸಿವಿಯರ್ ಕೇಸ್, ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ ನ್ಯೂಮೋನಿಯಾ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಡಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಆದರೆ, if it becomes very severe, what will happen? The lips and fingernails become turned to from gray color to blue color. Why? If it becomes very severe, right, no proper exchange of gases, oxygen ಮತ್ತು ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಡೈಆಕ್ಸೈಡ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, the deoxygenated blood level, what happens? Increases. That is the main reason. Is that clear? So by this I have completed which one? The two bacterial diseases. Now let me move on to the third one. What is that? The viral disease. Which is that? The common cold. No. The viral disease here is the common cold. It is caused by virus. ಶೀತ ಏನು ನೀವು ಮತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. It is caused by the virus called rhinovirus. What is the name of the virus? Rhinovirus. As the name itself tells to you very clearly, rhina, it affects to what? Nose. Now the question is, what is the organ affected? By looking into the name of the virus only, easily you can tell organ affected. So what is the organ affected? The organ affected is nose and respiratory passage. Nose and respiratory passage, very important, but not lungs. Till now we have studied three diseases. In which disease lung will be affected? I'm sorry. In which disease the lungs will be affected? It is in case of pneumonia, the alveoli of the lung, nothing but lower part of the respiratory system. But in case of a viral disease called common cold, remember, lungs are not affected. What will be affected? Nose and respiratory passage. That means upper part of the respiratory system or lower part of the respiratory system. Upper part of the respiratory system will be mainly affected here. Is that clear? In case of viral disease called rhinovirus, upper part of the respiratory system. In case of a bacterial disease called pneumonia, lower part of the respiratory system will be affected. Clear? Now the question is how the shita or the common cold will transmit from infected person to healthy person. It will spread again almost same like the case of pneumonia. How exactly it will spread? It will spread by inhalation of what? Aerosols or droplets of the infected person. Complete inhalation of droplets from the infected person during sneezing, coughing. The droplet that come out ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಎದುರಿಗೆ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅವನು ಸ್ನೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದವಾಗ ಯೂಶ್ವಲಿ ನೀವು ನೋಡಿರ್ಬೋದು, ನೀವು ಕಾಲೇಜ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಫ್ರೆಂಡಿಗೆ ಪಕ್ಕದವನಿಗೆ ಶೀತ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಮೆಜಾರಿಟಿ ಕೇಸಸ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಅಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ವೆರಿ ಕಾಮನ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್. ವೈ? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಡ್ಯೂರಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ನೀಸಿಂಗ್, ಕಾಫಿಂಗ್, ಇಟ್ ಮೇ ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಡ್. ಇಫ್ ಯು ಇನ್ಹೇಲ್ ದಟ್ ಒನ್, the rhinovirus will easily enter to your respiratory system. And even it may spread by contaminated objects. Write down: spread by contaminated objects. Contaminated objects such as, write down, pen, book, computer mouse, etc. Pen, book, computer mouse, etc. By that also it can easily spread. That means, okay, suppose ಆ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಪೆನ್ನನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ, ಅವನ ನೋಸಿಂದ ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಉಂಟು, ಮ್ಯೂಕಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಔಟ್. ದಟ್ ಮ್ಯೂಕಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ರೈನೋವೈರಸ್, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಹೀಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಗಾಟ್ ಟಚ್ಡ್, ಅವನು ಹ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂದ ಆ ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡನ್ನು ಟಚ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಹಿಯರ್ what is that? No shy, no shame, nothing. You have to understand the concept, okay? No hesitation. Now ಅವನ ಕೈಗೆ for his finger touched with that mucus coming out of his nose. Now from finger he touched the pen, and meanwhile you asked the pen from him. You borrowed the same pen. He offered that pen to you. ಏನು ಅವನು ಪೆನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದ, ನಿಮಗೊಂದು ಪೆನ್ ಬೇಕಿತ್ತು, ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯು ಗಿವ್ ಮಿ ದಟ್ ಪೆನ್? He gave that pen. Now what happens? The rhinovirus is present on the pen. You are going to touch. Somehow, by any means, you are going to touch the same finger to your nose or somewhere nearby that. Easily what happens? From infected person through contaminated object such as pen, mouse, by any means it can spread. The second means of spreading is what? During sneezing, the droplets that come out from the infected person, if you inhale that one, you are going to get which one? The common cold. Is that clear? So it is not by a bacteria, it is caused by the rhinovirus. The next question is, what are the symptoms of it? The symptoms of common cold include, ನಿಮ್ಮ common experience ಅನ್ನು ಬರಿಬೋದು, but in the exam write the standard points: sneezing, fluid discharge, sore throat. Correct, no? Sneezing ಆಗುವಂಥದ್ದು, the fluids will come out continuously through the nose. Sore throat. Nasal congestion. What do you mean by nasal congestion? Blockage of the nose. Means blockage. Nose, ಮೂಗು ಕಟ್ಟಿದ ಹಾಗೆ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಆಗುವಂಥದ್ದು. Apart from that, cough, headache and tiredness. During cold, you will not be very happy. You will be very tired, right? You will be having, sometime you will get headache, you will get cough also, nose blockage also, easy to remember, and even hoarseness. Nothing but a throaty harshness will be experienced. Now, dear student, I will repeat this once again. Try to please understand this one. Let me just compare pneumonia with which one? Common cold. When I compare these two, right? Pneumonia is a what? Bacterial disease. Tell me another difference. Common cold is a viral disease. Second very important difference. In pneumonia, alveoli of the lung is affected. That means lower part of the respiratory system. In common cold, nasal cavity will be affected, means upper part of the respiratory system will be affected. So mode of spreading is almost same, symptoms not exactly same. Remember, causative agent is different. So very important, they may ask the question, give or write any two differences between pneumonia and common cold. Mark it as a 2-mark question. So let me move on to the third one. Which one? Fungal disease. What is the example? Ringworm. ರೈಟ್ ದ ಫಂಗಲ್ ಡಿಸೀಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಒನ್ ದ ರಿಂಗ್ ವರ್ಮ್ ಕಾಮನ್ ಆಗಿ ನೀವು ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀರಿ ಅಡ್ವರ್ಟೈಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ಲೆಟ್ ಮಿ ಶೋ ಯು ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ ಸಿ ಅ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್ ಈಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಉಂಟು ರಿಂಗ್ ವರ್ಮ್ ಸಿ ಆನ್ ದ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ದ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಈಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಟ್ ದ ಇನ್ಫೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಸೊ even though I am using the term here worm ವರ್ಮ್ ಅಂತ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ಎನಿ ಐಡಿಯಾ ಡೂ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಸ್ಡ್ ಬೈ ಎನಿ ವರ್ಮ್ ಬಿಲಾಂಗಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಪ್ಲಾಟಿಹೆಲ್ಮಿಂಥಸ್ ಆಸ್ಕಲ್ಮಿಂಥಸ್ ನೋ it is not caused by worm. Why it is called ringworm? Because in majority of this infection, right, the person will have ring-like structures visible. Let me read the symptoms first. Symptoms ಅನ್ನ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಓದ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. Appearance of dry scaly lesions in the skin and other parts, ಅದು ಸ್ಕಾಲ್ಪ್ ರೀಜನ್ ಕೂಡ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಬಾಡಿಯ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದಾಗ್ಬೋದು, we can see the fungal infection called ringworm, right? Dry scaly lesions, ring like lesions visible, that's why they are called as what, ringworm anta karitave. Even though you use the term worm, there is no connection with the worm. Is that clear? Now lesions, these lesions which are there, right, they are accompanied with intense itching. So the two very important symptoms, appearance of dry scaly lesions in the skin, scalp, right, in the fingers, in the nails region, elli bekidru agbodu. Apart from that, that lesion will have intense itching, right? No, so if it is not treated properly, you can see this best case. ಟ್ರೀಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ನೀವು ತಗೊಳ್ಳದೇ ಇದ್ರೆ ಹೆಸಿಟೇಷನ್, ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಮೇನ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್, ನಾವು ಹೆಸಿಟೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಹತ್ರ ಅಪ್ರೋಚ್ ಆಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಬಾಡಿಯ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆ ಗ್ರೋಯಿನ್ ರೀಜನಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಲೆಗ್ಸಿನ ಇನ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ವಿದೌಟ್ ಎನಿ ಹೆಸಿಟೇಷನ್ you have to approach the doctor. Otherwise from you may spread it to others. For yourself only it can spread it to many places of the body at a time. Body ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆ ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಡ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು. It will become very difficult later. That's why it is better to take the treatment as early as possible. Now, so the ringworm is not caused by any of the worm, it is caused by which one? Fungus. Now the question is, what is the pathogen? It is caused by three different species of fungus. Very important. What are they? Number one, epidermophyton. Epidermophyton. Number two, ಟ್ರೈಕೋಫೈಟಾನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಟ್ರೈಕೋಫೈಟಾನ್ ಅಥವಾ ಸೈಂಟಿಫಿಕ್ ನೇಮ್ ನೀವು ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. ಐ ವಿಲ್ ರೈಟ್ ಟ್ರೈಕೋಫೈಟಾನ್ ರಬ್ರಮ್. ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿಸ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್. ಎಪಿಡರ್ಮೋಫೈಟಾನ್, ಟ್ರೈಕೋಫೈಟಾನ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಒನ್ ಮೋರ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೈಕ್ರೋಸ್ಪೋರಮ್. ಓಕೆ, one more is microsporum. So in the NEET ones they have asked, it is not caused by, listen to the question carefully, ringworm is not caused by, option 1 was epidermophyton, option 2 trichophyton, option 3 microsporum, option 4 macrosporum. What is your answer? Macrosporum alva. It is not by macrosporum, it is caused by microsporum, trichophyton rubrum, epidermophyton. The three different species of fungus are mainly responsible for causing which one? The ringworm. Now the question is, what is the mode of transmission? It can spread from one person to another. Again, by how? Using, write down point number 1, using towel, comma, cloth and comb of, comb, bachanike of infected person, using different contaminated objects of, I repeat, using towel, cloth, comb of whose? Infected ಪರ್ಸನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಅವನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ಟಾವೆಲನ್ನು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ ಆ ಫಂಗಸ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬರು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಈಸಿಲಿ ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ರೈಟ್. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ಈವನ್ ಕೋಂಬ್ ಬಾಚಣಿಕೆ ಕೂಡ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋದು ಇದೇ ರೀಸನಿಗೆ, ರೈಟ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಈವನ್ ದ ರಿಂಗ್ ವರ್ಮ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಡ್ ಬೈ, ರೈಟ್ ಡೌನ್, by contact with contaminated soil. You might have seen this in the children more, right? The children, which are the young ones who are playing in the soil. Suppose if the soil has this particular, what is that, fungus. If fungus idre from the contaminated soil, easily it can spread. So using the infected things of the person as well as the contact with the contaminated soil, easily the fungus can spread. Now the last question, what is the organ affected? The organ affected mainly is what? Skin, right? Nails, scalp region, etc. Body illi kuda adu usually agbodu. And the next very important point that you need to write down here is both heat and moisture. Both heat and moisture help these fungi to grow. Remember that. So I told you the organ of affected. Now suppose if the two things are easily available, that is heat and moisture, eradu sikkidre the growth of this one becomes very easy. That's why adakke ಹೆಚ್ಚು heat kuda sigbardu, moisture kuda sigbardu, ಎರಡನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಅವಾಯ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Is that clear? Otherwise the growth becomes very easy. So dear student, I repeat, so here we are discussing about fungal disease. The only fungal disease I am going to discuss here is which one? Ringworm. Okay, ಇದನ್ನ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಗಳಿವೆ, ಲೈಕ್ ಅಥ್ಲೀಟ್ಸ್ ಫೂಟ್, genital itch, barber's itch, many other fungal diseases are there, but this is the commonest one caused by 3 different species. Mark it as a 3-mark question, very important. Okay, yes. Mode of transmission, organ affected, and symptoms are clear, right? Now by this I am done with the bacterial disease, viral disease, and fungal disease. Okay, we are left with 2 more. What are they? Helminthes disease and protozoan disease, that we will study in our next session. Thank you.